Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to talk about writing content, how to take those keywords that you just put down on that list in Google Keep and how to transfer them over into Google Docs and turn it into full-fledged content. Okay, so first things first, what I want to show you is the websites. Okay, all of our templates kind of look the exact same, and what you're doing is basically writing the content for this exact template. What we have up here, I'm just going to kind of run through here and show you what the site looks like. So right here, we got a title in here. This is usually going to be the location of the city and then the actual service. So this could be Overland Park Painting. It could be Austin, Texas Pest Control, something like that. And then you'll just do something, just a basic piece of copy right there. Coming on down here, we got this big old form right here. As you can tell, the I is going to automatically kind of go down to here, get this instant quote, and we're really directing the I to that. These call now buttons are made to be a very bright color, and we'll get into how to turn these button colors into the ones that we need them to be, because you're actually going to be bringing this template to life. You're not really going to be designing it necessarily, but you are going to be controlling the colors, what images go back here. You're going to be doing a logo, and then you're also going to be writing all the content, of course, and editing this contact form in here. So when it comes to ranking a website on Google, it has to have authoritative content. Authoritative content is judged by two things: how well written it is and how long is it. It's got to be high quality and high quantity. So these home pages are built to have a massive amount of quantity. So as you can tell, we got like a novel on this home page. No one really is ever going to read this, okay? And you don't have to really, you're not necessarily always having to write perfectly, but it does have to be well written. And we're just trying to fit as many keywords into this as we possibly can, okay? So let's go ahead and run through here. So right here we've got our big title right there. We have this bolded out. Make sure that stays bold. That helps Google crawlers go in and see what that website, what is it, what is the main keyword really. So this is going to be your city and the service right there. So we're using our example as Overland Park Pool Company. So this would be Overland Park Pool Company. So Overland Park Pool Company would be in bold. Okay. So this right here, you're going to write that first introductory content. You're going to pack it full of keywords. And then you got the button down here. You'll change that to the phone number of our call rail, and we'll talk about that in a later video. And then, of course, we got the content form or the contact form over here. Coming on down, we've got three pretty images. We're going to show you how to find these images and how to edit them, how to make them look pretty. Coming on down here, we've got three main services, and then we're going through and just popping in more keywords, as many keywords as we can. And then the buttons head over to the services page, which I'll show you here in a second. We have a testimonial right here. This is something that we're going to make up for now, but whenever we do sell the business, we're absolutely going to want to put in a legit testimonial, because we're not going to lie. Right now, it's basically just a placeholder. Okay. Coming on down here, we've got just more content, more and more content. Images go down the right side, text goes down the left side, and yeah, we're pretty much going to go on that home page. So the about page, you're going to basically make up company history. Hey, where did we start? You're gonna essentially come up with a, we've been in business. What you're thinking about here is this is going to be sold to a customer. Like, it's going to be sold to a legit company. Okay, so you're basically writing the content that eventually they will use. So you're talking almost from an imaginary standpoint. We've been in business for many years in Jackson County. We started as a small lawn mowing company doing just a few yards every summer. This is almost how every landscaping company would start. So just basically make up a random story about that. And we can always go in and edit that when we need to. Whenever we sell this website to a client, part of their setup fee is going to be included in the fact that we'll go in and we'll change content if they want to. Okay, so again, we got the about form, or the contact form, excuse me. We have another testimonial right there, pictures, and tons of content again. And we like to do a little fun history about the city. We'll do a little bit of research. You can even use Wikipedia if you need to do that research. And we'll talk about that here in a second. So that's what the about page looks like. Services page. Okay, again, we got that header image up there, title, And coming on down here, we're going to name all the services in here, a little brief description about each, another testimonial, and then tons of content. So you're going to be writing all this, okay? Over to the contact page is the basic contact form. This is what you've been seeing almost on every single page. And just like that, and this call now button, this is a click to call button. Okay, so that pretty much does it for the site. Every website's going to be a little bit different in the sense that if we're in a competitive space, we may have these services. So this services page, we might have it be a drop down where each one of these is its own individual page. Okay, so you'd actually have 8 different pages that drop down right here, and each one would have its own authoritative content, both quality and quantity. Okay. And the layout would probably be almost the exact same. You just write the content. So this, like this little thing right here, grass and sod, this would probably be 3 or 4 times as long on that page. So you'd basically have to figure out a way to talk about grass and sod for about 1,000 words. Okay, and that can be a little tricky, but we'll talk about some tips here in a minute on how to do that. Okay, so this is pretty much what the website looks like. Just wanted to show you visually what you're going to be bringing to life. So you're not just like, well, I'm just writing all this content. Where the heck is it actually going to go? What is it going to look like on the front end? This is what it looks like on the front end. This is how it comes to life. Okay, so the next piece that I want to talk about is the actual content. I want to show you, or tell you rather, how this content plays into getting a website ranked. Again, I talked about the authoritative content. I'm going to keep saying that. Google ranks websites based on tons of different criteria, and they rank it on authoritative content, they rank it on backlinking, they link it on citations, and they look at anchor text and hyperlinks and all kinds of things. And again, we're not going to get into that, and that's for the SEO, that's for our SEO team. But what you need to know is this authoritative content. This content cannot be written by a monkey, okay? Like, we hired you for a reason because you have the writing ability to bring this thing to life. We have got to have this thing written at least a high school to college level. And it has to look good, it has to flow well, it has to read well. It has to be grammatically correct. You have to put commas in there. You're going to absolutely have to use good grammar. So, and we're going to talk about actually real quick, what I want to show you is something called Grammarly, which I will attach this. This will be a link to the right. Grammarly is something that it's kind of like spell check on massive steroids. So I want you to go ahead and while you're watching this, go ahead and go download this. I already have this in my browser, and actually, you know what? I don't think I'm on a new computer right now. We're gonna see if I can log in here. I have no idea what my password is, so this may not work. We'll take one stab at it, and if it doesn't work, then we're not going to do it. Okay. So anyway, I want you to Grammarly set up an account. This is like an amazing source to get your content checked. It's going to check for commas, semicolons. It's going to check for making sure that you're using the right words in certain places. It's awesome. Just buy the free account, and whenever you get done writing your content, throw it through Grammarly and let that do all of your checking. So we're making sure that we have this thing well written, okay? So again, go ahead and write that down, or excuse me, go ahead and download that, okay? Okay, now the next piece of business is to show you the Google Docs. So in Google Docs, we have our template all written out. This is where you're going to put all of the content, okay? It's decently long, but you're writing the content for an entire website. And the way that we have laid this out is exactly what the website looks like. So if you look here, this is #1 homepage. So we're on the homepage right here. Main headline. This would be the main headline right there. Okay, so you would write out the main headline. So for this one, this would be Independence Lawn and Landscaping right there. So that would go, copy and pasted that, did something weird there. But that would go right there, okay? And then the subheadline, what's going right beneath that? Right here, bringing your property to life. So normally we'd be doing it the other way. Just call today for an instant quote. That's pretty normal. You can actually probably put that on most of the sites if you want to. But anyway, so the first section headline, what is that? This is the first section headline. Okay, so you're not going to be building the website. You're going to be writing the content first. So you're just going to go through here, and you're literally going to write. What I would do here is, top rated landscaping in Kansas City, Missouri. And notice how chock full of keywords, and we're going to get to this in a second, but chock full of keywords that is, okay? That's going to be a little bit longer, but, oh, excuse me, I put that in the wrong place. I'm sorry. Don't follow me. You're going to want to put that down below, okay? Make sure that that's in the right spot. Okay, first section, content. This would be this content right here. So this whole thing, that would be what this is showing right there. Okay, so whenever you're going to go through and you're going to copy and paste all this back in, you would literally just grab that, copy it, you'd come over to the website, you paste it right into that box right there. And then so on down the list. So content under image 1. This is image 1, content under image 1 right there. Boom. Content under image 2 right there. That's content image 3. Boom. So you're going to write all that out. And you'll come up with the names for the buttons. You can do that on your own. And then we're coming on down here. So that testimonial was right there. You see, you're basically just writing this all out and you're going to copy and paste it all in. Large section 1, something important for copy. So that this would be, this right here is this section right here. So this is big section 1. Whoops, looks like I accidentally X'd out of there, pulled it out. We're going to go, so this one would be that trusted. And then you'd write all the content for that right there. Our goal here is to write enough content to make this thing fit. So, you're going to write, try to match that many words inside that section, okay? Now, excuse me, let me get back to where I was. So, if you notice what I actually did here, this was a little bit different. Instead of writing this massive novel like we have right here, I actually broke this up into a few different sections. So this was under trusted. This section would have been under affordable. So I'm just basically showing you that you have a little bit of freedom to work with. If you want to break the content up like I did here, then you can go ahead and do that. You have the freedom to make this thing look a little bit different than what every single other website looks like. We actually are going to encourage you to try to kind of make this website your own in a way, and we'll get to that in a later video. But essentially, you can kind of go off a little bit. All right. So this bottom section, this would be coming on down. If you notice, like large section 2, So this would be the large section 2 is coming on down here. This is actually for a different setup. So we'd actually have, this is the large section 2 right here. So you'd have serving Jackson and Johnson County. That would go right here. So this may look a little bit different. This content may look a little bit different whenever you come. So just try to match whatever length of content is there. Okay, just for rule of thumb, make sure you're matching as many words that are here. So since we have all this filler content in here, it looks like there's a good 1,000 words in here at least. We'd want you to do that. So that can change depending on what we're trying to do at the time. Just make sure you're filling in enough content to fill that in. All right. Cool. So that would do it for the home page. Now we'd go on to the about page. So main headline is going to be the same exact thing. We come over into the about page. And this would be large, that big title right there. The main headline is actually going to go up here again. Remember that main headline and then the sub headline, and then the first big title, first section headline, that would go right here. Typically we want you to type in about company something. So we just chocked full. We put some more keywords in there, but you don't have to follow the process exactly. Just try to stick to it pretty closely. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing. I think you can probably read through here. You can figure out what we're doing. It's the exact same services page. You'd go through and fill out this whole entire thing. So you're going to fill all of this out first before you ever transfer over to the website. Okay, so what I want to talk about now is what the heck are you actually going to write? And what I want to do now, and this is what I would strongly recommend doing, is dual screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out, I'm going to pull that out, and now I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to pick, if I can find it, here's the Google right there. Okay, so I actually like to have these switched, and I'm going to pull this over. So this was Overland Park Pool, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to pull out this, this will actually be this lead gen content template. We'll actually already create the document for you and share it. If not, then the way to do that is go to File, make a copy, and then what we would do here is Overland Park Pool Company. Okay, it's going to copy to a new one, and I'm going to go and X out of that lead gen content template, and I am going to start. This is where I'm going to start. So overall, you're basically creating a lot of content out of all of these keywords, and your goal is to make it well written. You're not having to write something that is, you know, you're going to have to turn in for a college class. You know, we obviously want it written well, but it doesn't need to be perfect. And that, you know, once you throw it through Grammarly, it should be pretty good. All right, but overall, you're basically trying to create a story. And I'll be the first one to tell you, most people are not going to read this, and you can take whatever direction you want. If you want to take a funny approach and you just want to just start joking around, obviously, you know, don't do anything vulgar, don't do anything that's very unprofessional. You can create some fun stories in it. Get creative. This website's yours. You can create it how you want, but all you got to do is just create content that's going to get all these keywords in there. So what I would do here is, so this is Overland Park Pool, so I'm going to do Overland Park Pool Company. Okay. Subheadline, I'm going to leave that. Okay, first section headline. Let's see if we've got everything in here. Top rated pool cleaners. We'll do that. So top rated pool cleaners in, we don't want to list the city every single time. And especially if you're in a suburb, you want to try to get the surrounding cities too. So I'm actually going to do, well, I am going to do Overland Park this time, but I could do Kansas City there, and that would be okay too. So Overland Park, Kansas, and I'm going to type it out. So there's a difference between doing Overland Park, comma, KS for the abbreviation, and Overland Park, Kansas. I want to get both of them in there. Okay, so we do not have this full list done right now, but normally you would, and you would want to have that state's full name and their abbreviation getting into the website. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that in here. So I'm going to have Overland Park, i.e. Park, Kansas, Overland Park, Kansas, like that. Okay, so make sure those are getting in there. So okay, what I'm going to do now is I got top rated pool cleaners in Overland Park, Kansas. Top rated pool cleaners. I got that. I check it off. See, that just went away. It's going to go down here, and now I've checked it off. Pretty cool, right? That's how we're going to keep track of it. We're going to make sure every single word gets in there. All right, so first section, content. This is where you're just going to start making some stuff up. So I might say, literally writing this in real time. Got to go into like my writer's mood right now. Maybe here at Overland Park, pool cleaners. I'm going to change that, so it's a little bit different than that. Here at Overland Park Pool Cleaners, and you can do that. No one's really going to care. It's not. We're almost we're almost changing the name of the company a little bit, but it's okay. We're using a whoops, excuse me there. We're going to be using a. I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh no. Yeah, we're totally fine with using different names. Okay. No one's really going to care that much. Okay, here at Overland Park Pool Cleaners, we're all about, let's see if we can find a keyword in here. Normally this would be a lot easier because I'd have a full list. But normally I'd want to have, like, we're all about top quality and customer service. We'd have top quality in there somewhere. We specialize in, and this is where you can start listing a ton of services in pool openings. Boom, checking that off. Just real quick, I'm putting the S on there, that doesn't matter. If someone types in pool opening in Google, this would also be counted. So you can make something plural or singular, and it doesn't actually matter. So pool openings. We specialize in pool openings, pool cleaning, of course, pool cleaning, pool renovation. Okay, so we got renovation, pool cleaning, we already had that. Pool openings, where was that? Did we already get rid of that? Yeah, we did. Okay, pool renovation. I'm not going to say pool each time. It's going to look really suspicious to Google. So restoration, whoops. And as I said before, restoration technically loses its luster if it doesn't have pool in it. It loses like its meaning, right? However, if it's in the same sentence, Google crawlers are actually smart enough to know that, hey, since this sentence is talking about pool, it could actually link that up. So pool restoration, and since there's a list of commas, then it's going to assume that you're talking about pool restoration. So you're okay with that. But what I wouldn't want to do is just start a sentence off with restoration is da 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 da. Like, it needs to be in the same sentence that's talking about pools. Okay? So pool restoration, that's good. We got it. And let's see, repair. Do we have that? Nope. I am going to do that. That seems like a big one. Pool repair. Pool cleaning and repair. That's pretty much the same. No, actually, I want to get that key phrase in there. On another one, so I'm not going to use that. If I can't use if I'm using a key phrase instead of a key word, then I want to get the full phrase in there somewhere. So I might put that like later on down in the content, and just kind of forget about it. I have a ton of space to get all these keywords in. You don't have to put them all into one paragraph. Okay, distance it out. Make sure you're pacing it and not trying to shove so much into one paragraph that you're like, all right, I'm done. I got all the keywords in one paragraph. That's gonna look so spammy, and you don't even know. Like, the site will never rank that way. So pool repair, I might continue to talk about some different services here. Pool repair, spa repair, and cleaning. I know I don't even have that in here, but I would if this was a full list, I would actually have it in there. And blah blah blah. So you kind of get the point. I've finished with that, and then I might talking about our customers most appreciate the fact that our team is friendly, personable, professional, and always shows up on time and leaves the area cleaner than they found it. So just you just start making stuff up. As long as you're getting those keywords, you can talk about pretty much whatever you want. Okay, so this first section, content. Okay, we got that. This is normally going to need to be a little bit longer. For the example here, I don't want to keep going at it. I want to talk about some other things too. So this next one, I might talk about, well, I'm going to go back to, what was it, landscaping, Casey Moe, making sure we're showing you. You may want to pull up a website to kind of see where the stuff's going. So these three right here. So this is going to be services, content under image 1. So this is going to be, I would do pool cleaning. The second one, I might do pool openings. Seasonal, I would do seasonal actually. Seasonal pool openings. Openings and closings, actually. I'm going to do that. So we can include all of that in one, closings. And then the third one, what were some of these services that we have here? Repair, pool repair. We'll do, try to find the 3 biggest services you think that customer or that company will want to specialize in. So pool cleaning, pool opening, renovation, restoration, pool repair. I'm just going to do general, no, I'm not going to use the word general, pool repair. I'm going to do pool and spa repair. Okay. Now within each one, pool cleaning. I'm just going to start talking about it. Let's see here. Pool cleaning. How do we want to start this off? Our pool cleaners are, I'm actually going to put swimming pool cleaners. Swimming pool cleaning, swimming pool. We would have swimming pool. Swimming pool cleaners. I don't know why we actually have this. I'm going to delete that one. That's not really going to be a keyword because it's not specific. So, okay, swimming pool cleaners. Got that. Check it off. Sometimes, like, you're going to do that. You're going to be writing, and you're just going to be like, oh, that's totally a keyword that I forgot. Put it over here in Google Keep. Type it in just like I just did, and check it off. Okay, our swimming pool cleaners are some of the best in the greater Kansas City area. Boom. Got greater Kansas City area. All right. Greater, make sure you, greater Kansas City area. See if we can use pool cleaning basics. You get the point. You're just going to go through here and start typing out with these keywords, and you're going to check them off one by one. I'm not going to totally write this whole site on this video, but you get the gist of it. Okay, so again, you're basically just going to write as much content as you can and create stories. Like here, I'll show you an example here. We have a client in Dodge City, Kansas, pest control company, and this one, I was in a weird mood when I wrote this one up, and it was a lot of fun. I just went kind of crazy with it, and the content was like, if you read through here, some of this is just, so if you notice, I've got all the, this is a little bit of a different setup, so you're going to follow a different layout, but the content's still the same. I wrote in, these sneaky pests, pest was a keyword, pests can wreak havoc on your home and frustrate you beyond your wildest dreams. You go to Home Depot or a Walmart, so these are competitors, right? To buy ant killers, that's a keyword, but it's to no avail. They keep coming back. Where are they coming from? Why can't you kill them? Well, this is why we're in business. We specialize in exterminating ants. That's a huge keyword right there. So that's kind of how I worked it in. Okay, seeing mice in your home is always a shock. Mice was a keyword. Mice in your home was a keyword phrase. These unwanted rodents, rodents was a keyword, are cute to some, but the worst living creatures on the face of the planet for others. We're talking to you, Mom. So we're just putting in some stupid content. You can make this fun. You should have fun doing this. I don't want you to just be, oh, this is the worst job in the world. Make this fun. Create a story. Mousetraps only do so much, and even when they do the job, you're left with a hot mess to clean up. Plus, that's one less piece of cheese you got to use in your ham and Swiss sandwich yesterday. I had way too much fun writing this. We go to work for you to eradicate mice and other rodents. Eradicate mice and other rodents, that's a key phrase. Going on down here, bed bugs. We always have said that the term bed bug, and bed bug is obviously the key word there, is entirely too nice of a name for this spawn of Satan. Or should we say Dracula? Did you know that bed bugs bite and suck your blood? It's how they survive. Not to scare you or anything, but these vampire-like parasites aren't just the friendly bed bugs that come and cuddle with you. The term bed tends to imply this feeling of comfort and rest, but these demons are far from it. They bite and they latch on for dear life. So, have we scared you enough? Sorry, it's just that we have personal experience here with bed bugs in Dodge City. Boom, that's a huge keyword phrase right there. Bed bugs in Dodge City. You list the service inside of the city. That is a huge keyword phrase. And it brings up bad memories. Well, good memories now, since we're able to exterminate the bed bugs with the full force of our top-rated pest control equipment. Boom, there's a huge keyword phrase. So you can kind of see how I'm working these key phrases into some fun content. And make it fun, create a story around it. I think somewhere down here, we'll just keep going. I want to continue to give you an idea of how to work these things in. Spiders. Are you more scared of spiders or snakes? We're actually getting both keywords in there because snakes could be pest control as well. It's always one or the other. For us, it's spiders. And nothing brings us more satisfaction than finding these hairy monsters. No, not your Aunt Ruth. And that was a stupid joke. That was a bad one. And disposing of them. See, we'll find them and gently escort them to their proper burial ground, homes, and make sure that they settle in nice and sweet. Who are we kidding? We find spiders and we exterminate spiders. It's what we here at Dodge City Pest Control, boom, there's a huge key phrase right there, also the name of the company, do for a living. It's why you call us for a quote. That's a huge keyword phrase right there. Call us for a quote. We love what we do, and we love what we do in some weird way. So keep in mind that the authoritative content is both quality and quantity. So keep the quantity in mind. If you notice, some of these are like, I'll talk about Aunt Ruth, disposing of them. I made it fun. There were only like 3 or 4 keywords in this paragraph. But what I'm looking for is I'm trying to get the quantity going. I need that quantity. This thing has got to be long, and it's got to be authoritative, the quality and the quality. We have to do both. We can't just do, like I said before, we can't just pack all these keywords into one paragraph and then we're done with it. It doesn't work that way. It has to be long and drawn out. And for it to be long and drawn out, you're going to have to create content, a storyline around that. Okay? All right, let's keep going here. Rats. Yes, we did already talk about mice. Well, aren't rats the same thing? No. Well, technically, yes, but we wanted to devote a different section to them because these are the mice who grew into the size of your cat, Whiskerus maximus. These long-tailed Italian chefs have to go. Ratatouille is not happening on your watch. Bringing in movie references here. Both, if you've seen Anchorman, Whiskerus Maximus is a little cat that comes out in his little Roman soldier uniform, and he's Whiskerus Maximus. It's funny. If you haven't seen that part, go watch it. Go look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious. So anyway, these long-tailed Italian chefs have to go. Ratatouille, the Disney movie. Dodge City Pest Control. I'm getting that in there. There's a key phrase right there. If you notice in this, the only key phrase that we're really using was Dodge City Pest Control. I've managed to work that into something. Mice was also a keyword, and so were rats. So that was an example of really just fluffing the content, just putting in content that doesn't even really need to be there. There's no goal of honestly, none of this content is doing any lick of good to get the person to call, but this is telling Google that it's an authoritative website. Okay, moles. I don't need to keep going here, do I? This is just stupid. The Ant Mountain is back. The moles are renovating their $3 million mansion, and the spiders have built a new highway down into your basement. If this were the government, we'd have lots of jobs and economic expansion. But unfortunately, it's not. So call Dodge City Pest Control. Again, we're getting that phrase in there. So call Dodge City Pest Control, and we'll be sure to rename that Ant Mountain to Ant Jaro. That's, oh man, that's a dad joke right there. I blame my dad for that. So yeah, and if my dad is ever watching this, yeah, I blame you, Dad. So yes, that's a dad joke, and you don't have to laugh. So you see, I'm just like making this fun. I went into the zone. I think I was just listening to some music one night, and I just started typing and making sure I had my Google Keep right here. I was checking these things off as I went. I think I actually was making myself laugh in a couple of these. If you make yourself laugh, you know that it's a bad joke. That's usually how it goes. And anyway, make it fun. Just obviously, you always want to float that line. Don't make it too fun that it's vulgar, or that it's not that vulgar is always fun, but you know, it just still needs to kind of be professional. If someone ever does read this, then, you know, it can't be so bad that, whatever, you get the point. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. We're going to talk here in a minute about some really how to take this content now when you get it finished and how to move it over into the actual website. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you here in the next video.